What's going on, everybody? Doodlebug, Trudy, Richard, how we doing? Uh, so I if you guys remember, I went on yesterday. We talked a little bit about we explored a few things that we've been working on with the Heidi Broussard case. And hey, Amy. Um, hey, Trudy, Barnyard Dog. We So apparently there has been an affidavit that's been, I don't think it's been released yet, but it's definitely been made available to some people. And um Danielle, if you remember Danielle from Real Massacre Talk, was on with me yesterday. She obtained, and some couple of my mods obtained pieces of that affidavit. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm just going to kind of read them. I'm going to read what I have to you guys, and we are going to uh, eventually. Danielle right now, she's at work, but she's going to join me later. I'm going to come back on a little later, but right now I just wanted to share with you guys what I have so far, since I know so many of you are following this so closely, as so many of us are. So hey, Jenny Anderson. So let me see what I got here. And again, I'm just going to be reading this, reading what I've got here, and case numbers. So you can, I don't know if you guys are able to search this stuff, but the case numbers I've got here is D1 DC 19 302439, D1 DC 19 302438, D1 DC 19 302437. So we've got let's see, and we're missing, like, what I've got here. I'm missing a ton of it, but we have everything up to I think there's 51 pieces of this, and we've got we're missing everything up to I think 41 or 42, but I'll read you what I have. Or 48 maybe. Sorry, this is just now coming in for me, so and it wouldn't make sense to share screenshots of it at the moment, only because you wouldn't be able to really read it. So let's see. So I'm going to read something. This isn't numbered, but it's part of the affidavit. It says, in quotes, "That's the baby at my house. A man with whom Faramuska was living told authorities when they showed him a picture of Broussard's baby, Margot, while investigating the disappearance of mother and child." I think this is from an article. Hold on. Let's see. I'd rather read straight from the affidavit if possible. Okay, so number 42 says historical location Faramuska's phone show the device traveling from Houston to the Austin area on November which is consistent with statements that placed her at St. David's South Austin Hospital for the birth of Heidi Broussard's newborn child. Historical location data for the device associated with Megan Faramuska's phone showed the device in the Austin area on November 26th and 27th, 2019. 43 says Supervisory Special Agent Mullen of the FBI conducted a preliminary historical analysis of the data provided by T-Mobile. Historical location data for the device associated with Megan Faramuska's phone show the device located in the Austin area near Heidi Broussard and Shane Carey's apartment on December 12th, 2019, the same day Heidi Broussard and her newborn child disappeared. On December 19th, 2019, FBI agents and Texas Department of Public Safety investigators were conducting surveillance of Megan Faramuska and Christopher Green's residence, 8 Bojack Drive, Houston, Texas. Texas DPS deployed a helicopter for aerial observation. Sorry, this print is very small. For aerial observation, the operator of the DPS helicopter observed the vehicle parked in the backyard of the residence between the garage and the residence. The vehicle was parked in a manner consistent with an attempt to conceal the vehicle from public view. The vehicle was later confirmed as a gray 2015 Nissan Versa 4-door, bearing Texas license plate, and that's scratched out. FBI agents reported that Christopher Green in a black Nissan Armada SUV on Thursday, December 19th, 2019. Christopher Green drove to a Target store. DPS investigators Christopher Green shopping for baby clothes and saw Christopher Green purchase baby formula inside the store. Texas DPS investigators spoke with Christopher Green as he exited the store. Texas Ranger Christian provided a summary of the conversation with Christopher Green. Christopher Green informed DPS investigators that he was in a relationship with Faramuska since 2016. Christopher Green and Megan Faramuska lived together at 8118 Bojack Drive, Houston, Texas. Christopher Green and Megan Faramuska broke up in March 2019. However, both parties remained in the residence. Let's see here. You have 41 through 53, you say, Amy? Okay. Okay, send that to me, please. All right. Now, again, this is 48 through... Okay, this is 48 through 53. Oh, no. I already read the 41. Okay. Well, I read 45. Okay, hold on a second here, guys. Yeah, good point, Cassie. That is a good point. Yeah, they knew it was Megan. That's why they didn't do a search party. So what it sounds like is they already had wow, thanks, Doodlebug. They already had it looks like they already had a all this information. This is what I've been trying to say. You gotta trust law enforcement and what they're doing, man. Law enforcement knows what they're doing, and there's a reason why they keep these things quiet, because they don't want people to know what they're onto necessarily, and so you got to trust law enforcement to do their job. They're professionals. And so, they were on to her, man. They were on to her. They followed Mr. Chris Green. And I don't know. So far, I still stick by that. I still think that he was a victim in this situation. He thought this baby was his, or at least there was a baby in his care. And, he thought it was his, and so he was going to take care of it. Maybe he was suspicious or something to that effect, but I mean, who's going to automatically assume right off the bat that that the person that you're with is capable of doing something this awful, unless he was in on it. But I'm not ready to make that. I'm not ready to switch to that and make that switch and start thinking this guy. I don't think that that's fair, but we'll see. Let's see what we got here. All right, so I've got okay. So 42 here says historical location. No, I already read that. Hold on. All right, so Texas Ranger Rainwater spoke with Christopher Green. Ranger Rainwater showed Christopher Green a flyer produced by the Nation Center for Missing and Exploited Children, featuring images provided by your affiant of Heidi Broussard and her newborn child. Okay, sorry. Christopher Green looked at the flyer, looked at the picture of Heidi Broussard's newborn child on the flyer, and stated, "That's the baby at my house." He didn't say that's my baby. He said, "That's the baby at my house." That's in quotations here. So FBI agents were notified of the conversation with Christopher Green and the purchase of the baby formula. FBI agents and DPS investigators observed Megan Faramuska walk out the front door of 8118 Bojack Drive, Houston, Texas, with her cell phone and a baby monitor. Texas Ranger Gary Phillips spoke with Megan Faramuska, who stated that on December 12, 2019, Megan Faramuska left to go to the beach with a cousin while Christopher Green stayed in Houston working. When Christopher Green saw Megan Faramuska next on Friday, December 13th, 2019, Megan Faramuska told Christopher Green, "Don't be mad, don't be mad." Christopher Green asked, why would he be mad? Megan Faramuska told Christopher Green that there was a baby on the bed. Megan Faramuska said that she went into labor and delivered their baby without Christopher Green's knowledge. Oh, man. Okay. Megan Faramuska told Ranger Phillips that she went into labor on Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Megan Faramuska stated that she went to a birthing center in the Woodlands. Megan Faramuska could not remember the name of the birthing center in which she reported giving birth. I don't know the name. I don't remember. Wow, this lady is something else. Megan Faramuska stated that the only people present during the delivery were employees of the birthing center. Convenient enough. Megan Faramuska told Ranger Phillips that she brought the baby home on Thursday, December 12, 2019. Ranger Phillips confronted Megan Faramuska about the discrepancy about her location on the date she reportedly delivered. Megan Faramuska stated that she was not in Austin. Okay, so yeah. So basically so what that's telling me is this woman she's confronted with the discrepancy on the dates where the baby went missing and the date that she had the baby, and so she's saying, well, I wasn't in Austin, but what I had just read prior to that, it states that it states that her cell phone pinged in Austin. So they already knew that she was in Austin. I think the cell phone, if I'm reading this correctly, my reading comprehension skills aren't that great, guys, so give me a break. But if I'm reading this correctly, I'm thinking that her cell phone pinged in Austin And this led them to continue, uh, you know, conducting surveillance on her and on Chris Green since they lived together. And this is where they get to at this point. Um, let's see. Members of the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit provided an assessment of maternal desire, specifically that mothers have lost a pregnancy or have falsified pregnancy and have haven't materialized the desire to have a child by taking possession of another child. Okay. Um and I think that's all I have on that. Is that right, Amy? Did I just read everything as far as the actual affidavit, what we have on it so far? Um so I'm going to go ahead and read yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's everything we have on that so far. Um Yeah, the key in the neighbor's video surveillance that tipped them off. You're yeah, you're right about that. That's for sure. Um, yeah, because why wouldn't somebody come forward with that immediately? If you have surveillance video and there is if you have surveillance video of your own home and there happens to be a missing persons case being conducted, there's going to be a lot of, it's an apartment complex. Two cop cars show up in an apartment complex, depending on where it is, and all the neighbors are out going, "Hey, what's going on here? What's happening? What's so everybody's nosy, and here's the thing is, most people want to help. And this is one of those, when we're looking at cases like this, guys. I love seeing people who come together and want to help. That's my favorite thing about this, because you know if you're somebody who follows true crime, right? uh we tend to consciously focus on the fact that it's we're trying to figure out why somebody would do something so awful, and that's all true. There's so much negative, and why would somebody do something so crazy, so awful, but then, you know so many times we hear about just a citizen doing their due diligence as a good citizen and going, how can I help? Maybe, look, we have surveillance footage, or we have a surveillance camera. Maybe the surveillance camera picks something up and we can help the police with their investigation. And I think that's exactly what happened here. So whoever these people are, are heroes. They're absolutely heroes. And I think that's fantastic. uh I'm weird like that. I like to focus on things like that. um so yeah, that explains not having the forced entry. But I mean, she you know we're thinking that she talked her into getting in the car. Now this is stuff that I'm going to want to discuss more with Danielle, when, again, Danielle is not available at the moment. She's at work, but she is definitely responsible for collecting this information, collecting all the information that we got regarding this case, her and her mods and her team. And she's one of my mods. And so, you know between her and Amy today, you know it's because of them that we're able to talk about this stuff. But I definitely want to make sure that I get to discuss this stuff with Danielle, because I cannot wait to hear her perspective on all this. I'm sure she's dying to talk about it, but she's stuck at work right now. I just so happen to be off today, which is pretty fantastic. Um, and I'm going to see who's in chat real quick. Let's see. What's up, Once Upon a Crime in the West, Bobby? Spooky Girl, Emily. I appreciate you listening, Emily. KC Metwo. KC Metwo. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah. So, I mean, this is insane. You know, this now that this affidavit is released, hey Rosie Marie Williams, welcome. We're glad you're here. Now that this affidavit is at least this much of the affidavit is released, it's allowed us to kind of understand more or less how they got to where they got. And so far, I'm not seeing any indication of another party being involved in this crime other than Megan. It's so far it's looking like she worked alone. And and that's not surprising to me. I think the only reason so far that we're thinking that there's another person involved in this case is because of the rumor that someone was placed under arrest, and we still don't know for a fact if that's true. So this is definitely something else, man. I'm quite shocked that yeah, I'm not it's just crazy how, I mean, this is a person. What I'm getting out of this Megan person is she just seems to not she just seems to kind of have a lie for everything. She seemed to be acting very, very impulsively at the same time as executing a plan. So it's almost like she had a plan in her head of what she was going to do, but she did not have a plan on a detailed plan on how to execute it necessarily, is what I'm getting out of it. So it seems like she just kind of just wung it, just like a disorganized crime. Somebody who's like, okay, well, there's that house, and I'm going to rob that house, but they don't know anything about the alarms. They don't know anything about the when anybody's going to be home necessarily, or how they're going to take the stuff out and take the stuff out of the house and get it to where they need to go. You're just randomly doing something kind of crazy that they kind of planned on doing at the same time. It's very, very weird. I'm just thinking out loud here, so I'm thinking out loud here, trying to make sense of Megan's pattern of thinking here. And right, Spooky Girl, organized chaos, man. It's or yeah, or a chaotic plan, if you will. This is very, very, very strange to me. But yeah, Emily Rose, I see your point there. No man is gonna just steal a baby. I don't think a man wants a baby bad enough to I mean, you're kind of joking there, but it's one of those, it's funny because it's kind of true kind of things. Like it's looking like I don't have any reason, based on this guy's statement to the police or to the FBI. It doesn't sound like he's lying. He just sounds like a good guy who was taken advantage of. A little real nice maybe, but not not a mastermind criminal, or I mean, I'm thinking this is a guy who managed to allow somebody to sweet talk him into staying in his house for 2 years without paying rent. So I don't know, man. Yeah, this is a very, 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 very strange thing. But let's see. Amy's sending me more stuff here. So let me see what I got. Okay, she just sent me this that says statement regarding indictments. The Travis County District Attorney's Office is exploring every appropriate charge based on facts and circumstances in the case, up to and including capital murder. Prosecutors have 90 days for Megan Faramuska's arrest to present case to grand jury. And let's see. With Faramuska behind bars, authorities are trying to determine where Broussard was killed and who killed her. The neighbor who saw the women together near Broussard's apartment raised suspicion that a second person could have been involved. Whoa. Nodding in her interview with the police that Faramuska was in the front passenger seat of a vehicle with Broussard and Margot entered from the back. The affidavit did not mention who was driving. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so somebody was driving the car, according to this. According to the part of the affidavit that has not been released yet, or that we don't have available yet, at least. According to this, it states that somebody was definitely driving the car that Megan got into in the front seat, and Heidi and Margot got into the back. So there's definitely according to this anyway, somebody else involved in this case. Somebody else involved in this kidnapping. This is massive. So we're right back to square one, folks, when it comes to that. So there's definitely a driver. And hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of falling apart here. All right. Maybe that person had no knowledge of her intentions of a crime. Maybe just a used person again by Megan. I don't know about that. I don't know about that because the timeline, I don't know. What I'm thinking here, yeah, Mary or Maria, based on this comment here, I'm thinking no. The body had to. What I'm saying, that maybe. I mean, she could have just dropped her off at the house. Possible, right? That person could have just dropped her off at the house because we still don't know what car she got into. Are we sure that she got into Megan's car? Does the surveillance footage say that? Did I miss that? Amy, you want to help me out with that? I'm wondering if it was actually Megan's car. So if it was Megan's car, I don't know. But if it wasn't Megan's car, there's a possibility that she used somebody for a ride, got back to Megan's house, and then she killed her there. And yes, Heidi was, you also sent me this that I failed to read. Heidi was found in a duffel bag in the trunk. Police and FBI said the smell of the decomp was overwhelming within feet of the car. So, okay, so she got into the Nissan for sure. So, yeah, man, that indicates to me somebody else was involved. I don't think, I mean, that's not, I mean, we don't know for sure yet, but I see what you're saying. I see what you were saying, Maria. You were saying that really it doesn't prove anything. But somebody else, I don't know. It looks bad. It looks bad. Um, but we still don't know. We don't know anything about the driver yet, do we? Why don't we know anything about the driver? Why don't we know that if it was a male or a female at least? Were they wearing a hat and sunglasses? What's going on with that? I don't have any idea. That's an interesting theory too, Megan. Or Cass. Sorry, that's an interesting theory too, Cassie. Um, but yeah, going back to how they found Heidi. Uh, Jesus. Yeah. Apparently, she was in a duffel bag. I mean, to fit somebody in a duffel bag, guys. That's another reason why somebody else could have very easily been involved, because to fit a body in a duffel bag, it's logical to assume that she was dismembered. Um, so um, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't see Megan doing that by herself, and the fact that she hasn't been charged with murder yet. Uh, and with rumor of another person being arrested. Uh, yeah, that's yeah. They're just trying to figure. I think they're just trying to get to the bottom of who actually killed Heidi between two people. And yeah, there are huge duffel bags, Casey Metwo. Um, well, you're looking at a 9-year old in comparison to a grown woman. Um, Yeah, this just, unfortunately, you're right, Bobby. This just gets worse and worse, uglier and uglier. Okay, yeah. And Megan told her boyfriend she was at the beach on the 12th. He returned the 13th with the baby. Where was she on the 12th? Well, I mean that she was put, wasn't she put in the apartment complex under surveillance with the and the and in Austin, her cell phone pinged in Austin on the 12th, right? Yeah, Doodlebug. Uh, she was ligature's strangulation, I believe, was the cause of death, already determined. Well, I mean, as much as I don't want to really get into these gory details, Casey Metwell, I mean, yeah, 4 feet 8 inches, but still, again, This is this is what I'm not so much concerned about how she fit into the duffel bag as I am how many people it took to to uh to commit this crime. That's what I'm exploring right now in my head. And is yeah, this is ugly too. If she didn't dismember her, then she had to have shoved her into the bag before rigor set in. So, did she already have a giant duffel bag handy? That's also a good point. Um, that's also a good point. I mean, did she already have a duffel bag handy to do this? Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Danette Costa. Uh, Premeditation. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've already all suspected this with the whole coincidences of the two pregnancies, and um, but this is just something else. But okay, what's Danielle saying here? She got Heidi in the back seat, and I'm sure had the child safety locks on so Heidi couldn't get out. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Uh, so where was Heidi the night of the 12th, you're asking? Um, one second, guys. Sorry, I got to respond to something here. So where did Megan sleep the night of the 12th? Not at home. So are you thinking that she slept over at are you thinking that she slept over at Heidi and Shane's, Amy? Can you call in? If I drop a link, can you join me on here? Because I'm really interested in your insight here, to be perfectly honest. Um I'm gonna No, you can't. Shit. Okay. Um, Misdemeanor. Okay, so where are you getting that information from, misdemeanor? That Heidi was in Houston at Megan's on the PM of the 12th. Oh, you can. Okay, cool. Hold on. Let's see. Because I really wanted. All right, I'm dropping the link for you, Amy. So yeah, yeah. This is crazy. All of this. Jesus, Emily, that's terrible. There was a girl at my school recently who was put in a suitcase and Jesus Christ. Yeah, Amy. Yeah, Amy. And when you get here, no big words that us layman's don't understand. You egghead. I love Amy because Amy's like super duper smart. And she says things like words. Uh when I say things like she's actually using words. And there's Amy. Hold on a second. I need to put in some earphones here. Yeah. Okay. I can't hear you, Amy. Can you? You're not muted. But I cannot hear you at all. Can anybody hear Amy? Am I the only one that can't hear Amy right now? Okay, so I don't know what's going on there. All right. You guys can still hear me, right? But you can't hear her. Hopefully she'll get that fixed real quick. No, yeah, I think she left, but okay, I think she's coming back. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's see what Danielle's saying here. I think she had to kill Heidi before she got to Houston. Heidi would not have sat peacefully with none of her or Margot's belonging for that kind of drive. Heidi didn't think she was going to Houston. All right, I think there's some typos there because I'm not really understanding what that statement is. I think she had to kill Heidi before she got to Houston. Right. Yeah, which would indicate to me that the person who's driving the car is involved. Right? So whoever's driving the car, yeah. No, you're good, Amy. Don't worry about it. Heidi would not have sat peacefully going all the way to Houston. There's no way that she'd been like, what the fuck are we? I mean, but we also got to take into consideration how manipulative Megan is. You know, we have to take into consideration that there's a possibility that she somehow talked her into it in some weird, who knows? I don't think so. I agree with you for the most part. I agree with you that she definitely that I think that she was killed on the way to Houston. All right. Yeah, and Jenny Anderson just made a fantastic point that totally went over my head. She had to pick up her son from school. That's important. She knew there's no way she would willingly taken a road trip to Houston knowing that Silas had to be picked up from school. And okay, I see what you're saying now, Amy. So what you're saying is whoever was driving the car was more than likely overnight with Megan on the 12th. Right. Right. Still, Heidi needed to get Silas from after school karate. Right. Well, we don't know, Kay, we don't know that for sure, I don't think. That she was drugged or knocked out. Now there's also the situation you know, I don't want to look too deep into that. I really don't. But somebody mentioned in the comments or in the chat yesterday when we were talking about Cliff, which is Caressa's boyfriend, and that Facebook post that he put up that people found suspicious regarding and yes, no toxicology reports have been released yet, but the Facebook post that he put up about accidentally making chloroform, which a lot of people found suspicious, which I still find suspicious, but I mean, I find it, I find the timing and the circumstances to be a little bit too coincidental. But that doesn't mean anything necessarily. But what I'm thinking here is, if yeah, I mean, she had to have been subdued in some way. She had to have been, because I don't think, I mean, she's in the back seat. So if there's somebody driving and Megan is in the front seat and uh right, I think that she was, yes, okay, I agree with you. I think that she was possibly that she was likely subdued during the drive somehow. But the thing is I let's 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 look at how she's in the back seat. You know, they obviously, I mean, they couldn't have strangled her while she was in the back seat unless somebody got in the back seat with her, and somebody, in order to subdue her, they had to somehow get her in the back seat, unless they gave her a drink that was drugged. But that still would have had to take a certain period of time. You're looking at, realistically, in order to knock somebody out cold and clean, you're looking at a good 20 minutes for that to hit them and get through their system and hit them, right? Um, so let's see. Whoa, okay. A friend of the family said that on another channel live, but that has not been officially publicly confirmed. All right. So, um, yeah, at least a 2-hour drive from Austin to Houston, Jane Doe is saying here. So, yeah, I'm definitely thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking if she was drugged, it would have had to take. I mean, you're looking at 20-30 minutes of something that's got to go through your system to hit you, right? You know, I mean, that's just how that is. So, and for something to knock you out cold, it's got to take at least 20 to 30 minutes. You know, take at least 15 just to feel it, right? To feel it, kind of, what's happening with me right now? Why do I feel weird? Uh, and then 20 to 30 minutes later, you're yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be anything, but that's what's bugging me, though. What's bugging me is, in that window of time is enough time for Heidi to think that something's not right, right? That's enough time for her to go, something's not right here. Where are we going? You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy? It's a 4-hour drive between Austin and Houston, Amy San. Uh, so that's, yeah, Bobby. I'm leaning towards that too myself. I'm leaning towards that too. Only based on the facts that we've collected, but I don't want to imply anyone else's guilt because we have nothing. We have nothing yet, as far as, we only know that somebody else was there. That's all we know. We don't even know. We don't know. We don't have a description. We don't have a gender. We have nothing as far as that goes. We just know somebody else was driving the car. And what is the motive? So unless because also, the affidavit doesn't say anything about clearing Chris Green either. So let's keep that into consideration as well. There's nothing here saying that Chris Green is cleared of any suspicion. So he could have been driving the car, right? And so far as I know, we don't have anything to connect Chris Hurst with uh with Megan, right? So yeah, we don't have anything. Okay, so Danielle, you're saying, why did the neighbor wait so long to give the tip about seeing Heidi and Margot walk out and get in the car? Well, how do we know how long it actually took them to do that? Because the way that the affidavit looks is that's possibly what tipped police off as far as uh as far as making her seem to be a person of interest, where they started to track her cell phone and where her cell phone pinged, right? No, and actually, um where damn, this chat's going a little fast here. So Bobby, yeah, they actually did a history search on Megan, and apparently, according to one of the articles that I read earlier today, that Megan had some suspicious searches while Heidi was missing, and some of those searches included something to the effect of what constitutes an Amber Alert, like why would an Amber Alert be made out or put out. And there was one more, and I can't remember what it was. But no, they to address your comment there, Bobby. Um, they did do a computer history search or a Google history search on Megan, and a lot of suspicious things came up. I think there was something about the decomposition of a body or something like that. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Let me see what Misdemeanor is saying. The thing is, law enforcement will always know more than we know, and will not release certain things for certain reasons. My guess is that maybe looking at a second, that they maybe, well, yeah. No, I agree with you on that. But no, they are definitely misdemeanor. They are definitely looking at a second person because it's confirmed that a second person or somebody was driving the car, that Megan and Heidi and Margot were seen getting into uh, via surveillance footage from one of Heidi's neighbors. And yes, Doodlebug, you do hear a husky. You hear 3 huskies right, right now. This is that time of day where they're a little rowdy. Okay, hold on. And Amy's sending me something here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the results from the Internet Activity Search said the account associated with the email used Google to search the phrase "reasons for Amber Alert" at 10:31 p.m. December 12th. It also searched Amber Alert issued Austin at 10:42 p.m., the affidavit says. An official Amber Alert wasn't sent out by law enforcement prior to those terms being searched, the affidavit says. More search results by authorities said the account searched bodies found in Austin, Texas. Okay, so That's weird to me. Let me finish reading this. A search for Facebook and Instagram accounts showed an account with the vanity name Megan Humphrey as a Facebook profile. The search showed the page was deleted December 17th, the affidavit said. Okay, so um what I found weird about that is if she's searching bodies found in Austin, Texas, and she did that on December 14th, but she had the body in the trunk of the car. So she knew the whole time where Heidi's body was, and she had it with her. So why is she searching bodies found in Austin, Texas? Did she kill somebody else? I mean, what's going on here? Why is she curious about bodies that were found? Why is she searching bodies that were found by law enforcement when she had Heidi's body in her possession? Right. Yeah, Amy. Yeah, we're on the same page, hon. We're definitely on the same page. Well, that doesn't make sense to me, Rita Smith. She's looking for a dump site, but I mean, what is she doing it through process of elimination? That's that's beyond stupid of her to do so. Uh, so hold on, somebody just let me see what we got here. Let me see what we got here. Um, who is this? Sorry. Yeah, I got a phone too, so people send me stuff, and I like to, while I'm doing this, I like to check and see if somebody sent me something worthwhile. Um, okay, this is basically just a summary of everything. This is just an article, but I appreciate you sending me that, whoever did. But that's an article, stuff that we've already gone over here. Um, but yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that she'd be looking for a dump site by means of Googling where past dumps. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you dump a body where these have already been dumped? I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see. If she dumped her on the 12th and she hadn't been found yet since she searched it, she could have went back and got her after she initially dumped her. Oh, that's a good point. Um, she could have, yeah. There's a very good possibility there. Wow, that's a good point, Christian Soper. Excellent point. Shit. It's possible that she got paranoid and dug her back up, put her back in the trunk, trying to find a better dump site. That's very possible. Wow. All right. Um, and that's why she was Googling. Right. Okay. See, that's that's why we're a community, guys. That's why we 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 put our heads together, we put our brains together, we share thoughts, and that's why the chat exists, and that's why it's good to do these things live, because we get to put our heads together and come up with theories and answers. And that is why I go for quality and not quantity when it comes to subscribers, because I want smart people like you in my chat. I don't want crazy speculators who jump to conclusions and pass judgment right off the bat. I don't need that here. I don't need that here. I don't think, yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about where Heidi's phone was found. Because yeah, let's keep that in mind as well, guys. As well, Heidi's phone and keys were missing when Shane came home, and when he reported her missing. So um so we don't know. I haven't heard anything yet about her phone being found. Because I'm really curious. I'd like to know if she made a 911 call or anything like that, or tried to text somebody, uh, or tried to reach out for help. But I'm guessing no. I'm guessing no. All right. So guys, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. And I'm gonna be back on shortly. As soon as Danielle is ready to get back on here, um, or is ready to join me on here, then I'm gonna get back on, and we're gonna go over some more of these details with you, because I want to get her perspective on this stuff too. I want to discuss this stuff with her. Um, and yeah, email me. Uh, absolutely. And also go ahead and subscribe to Real Massacre Talk as well, because this case, I'm not a true crime channel, guys, and I although I take a very large interest in certain true crime cases, this is definitely one that really got me thinking and got my wheels turning. And once that happens, I kind of dive in it. Um, but there's a lot of things about this case that bothered me, and it kind of sucked me in. But Danielle's channel, Real Massacre Talk, she covers like a half a dozen cases at a time. I don't know how she can do that. Uh, but uh, but yeah, absolutely. And Also, guys, go ahead and subscribe to Once Upon a Crime in the West as well. I really like her channel. She's been going over some older cases, uh, some uh, some older cases that are still kind of cold, but popular cases that we like to think about, and she's really fun to watch too. So if you guys can go ahead and click on, you see her in the chat. Click on Once Upon a Crime in the West, and subscribe to her channel, because I think you guys will have some fun watching that. What's up, Finn? Yeah, but you're catching it too late. I'm about to get off of here. But the thing is also, I am also going to go on. I'm coming back, Finn. I'm coming back, and I'm going to be on with Danielle from Real Massacre Talk. So, yeah, we're gonna talk a lot more about this case today. We're gonna spend a lot of time on this case today, guys. So, I hope you log back on, and we can talk some more. All right, later, everybody. I'll see you guys in a bit.